Hi everyone, this is Vivek, founder of Contextflo. When I was at Uber and Flagship, I kept seeing the same problem everywhere. Product managers waiting days just to get a simple number, marketing teams who could not run their own analysis, data analysts buried in Slack messages all day. And here's what struck me. People are already using LMs for everything else, writing code, summarizing documents, brainstorming. So why can't they just ask their business questions directly? That's the insight behind Contextflo. Let me show you how it works, and then we'll go behind the scenes to see what makes it tick. But first, let me introduce you Hedy. He's the lead data scientist at Tilt, a live shopping platform that's been growing fast across Europe. They were actually our first customers, so he has seen this evolve from day one.
Yeah, thanks, Vivek, and hi, everyone. So, quick context on Tilt. We're a two-sided marketplace connecting buyers and sellers across the UK, France, Italy, Spain, and Poland. We have millions of buyers and thousands of sellers. So, when something's off with our numbers, we need to move fast. We need to figure out what's happening, adjust the strategy, and act on it. But the problem is, not everyone at Tilt knows SQL or understands the data models, and to be honest, they shouldn't have to. So, what Context Flow lets us to do is define all these metrics and business concepts in one place. So, when someone asks a question, they get an accurate answer without needing to know anything about the data model. So, I want to show you how this works here in Claude. So let's ask Claude a question. Let's see what's driving GMV growth lately, and let's just have two graphs. So what's important here is that we connected Claude to our data warehouse using Contextflow, and what's really important is that Claude uses an LLM, which is a probabilistic model, but we don't want the model to guess the answer, but we want it to give an accurate answer to our users. So what it does here, instead of starting from scratch, it actually tries to find some related resources. So most likely people have asked these questions beforehand, and then it will get that saved query in order for you to get the accurate answer. Cool. So it took roughly like 2 minutes to get to the answer. It executed the query and then created directly the dashboards. So the good thing here is you don't need to have a BI dashboards. You can actually use Contextflow for dashboarding. And because we asked to have two graphs, one on the demand side and one on the supply side, that's actually what we had.
Uh,
Yep.
cool. So I can quickly show you how Contextflow works behind the scenes. Yeah, this is what Contextflow looks like. So as an admin, you can see how many users are using the tool, how many queries they're running, and what kind of questions they're asking. What makes Contextflow work is basically two things. One is like just the data source, and then the context around it. To connect to your data source is pretty simple. You go to data sources, you connect to your Snowflake or your other data warehouse. To connect to your context, you come to context sources, and you can basically connect to any context source that you have. So for Tilt, we have a bunch of context source in Fivetran documentation, some Stripe documentation, GitLab, GitHub. With these context sources, you go next and you create context for each tables. So here you can actually click on different tables and then you click on the context source. For example, I can click on these tables and then I will figure out what context source have data around these tables. So for example, I click this one, I can go and like create context. I can hit this button, and then once I do that, it will trigger a background AI agent that generates all the context for our tables. Once it happens, you can go and look at review context. You can see what tables you have and what context were generated for those. You can even like go and edit the context if you think more needs to be added or there's some inconsistency. With that, Contextflow can provide all these tables and context to the LM when it needs it. And that actually makes the LM come up with fast, accurate answers. So Hedy, like you have been using Contextflow for 3 months. Tell me, like, what has your experience been like compared to like what you're doing before?
Yes. So before Context Flow, I think I was spending maybe roughly half of my time just answering data requests. You know what would happen is someone ping me on Slack. I would drop what I would be doing, write a query, and send it back. It just killed my focus. So now everyone at Tilt can ask just their questions and get directly an answer. I'm not the bottleneck anymore. I can spend time on building reliable pipelines, improving our models, just thinking long term. So, as an example, PMs now are shipping much faster. They're not waiting for me to validate any assumptions or pulling any numbers. The marketing team also just runs their ads, campaigns, measure the performances across demographics, and basically they're just independent.
Cool. So, what kind of questions have you seen people ask from Context Flow
Mm.
beyond the
So,
GMV example that you shared?
yeah, I mean, all sorts, to be honest. Like leadership, they love the metric tree. I think you can show
Right.
it, yeah, under the metric section. They
Yeah.
just need to understand, how the different KPIs connect to each other, where to dig deeper, build controls and targets. Then another use case actually that I didn't expect was that our customer service team used it to quickly pull, seller data when they're handling tickets. So imagine you have a customer support agent, an AI agent that answers automatically sellers,
Yeah.
but then at some point the sellers want some data. Instead of the customer support to go to the data warehouse, fetch the data, download the CSV and send it back, it will get directly an answer from the agent. That's quite cool, actually.
Uh,
Yeah, maybe you can
yeah.
showcase it.
Yeah. Let me show you what Hedy is talking about. So, basically, if I'm a seller on Tilt, um, I can go to the support chat, and like a lot of times, I want to basically get a report of my selling activities. So what I can do is come in here and basically chat with the support agent. Um, and then like I basically, for example, like I can ask for seller report. I can say, hey, give me last week. And then the customer service agent, it can contact Contextflow directly and generate the report for me. What that looks behind the scenes is someone at Tilt will come into Contextflow and they will create a custom endpoint. So, for example, they can create like an endpoint that gives seller report directly. So, this is a SQL that powers the seller report, and they can connect directly to their customer service agent. And we are just getting started on this. We have like so many plans on like different kinds of customer service flows that can be powered with this. So all in all, Context Flow is a platform for not just like LLMs, but also for all the AI agents that you could have, and you want to provide um, authenticated, secure access to your data, and also like business leaders who want to see top level metrics and see how they're trending. This is Context Flow. Thank you so much.
Bye.